Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. Glad to have you on the call. We do have a ton of information to cover today. We're recording the call. You'll be able to come back and watch it later. But let's go ahead and dive right in. We are going to talk about what's new and exciting when it comes to the Dynamics 365 applications. So, for those of you who maybe don't know who we are, we're Boyer. We are a consulting firm that helps with Microsoft implementations, specifically around ERP, CRM, Power Platform, and also providing AI solutions. We've been in the business for over 30 years now. Tons of accolades, love our customers. Happy to be with you and sharing some more excitement and news around the Microsoft world and what we're seeing in this Wave 1 release for 2025. So let's go over our agenda for today. First, we're going to talk about some deprecations, things that are leaving our applications, and then we'll look at the fun and exciting new things that are coming in our business applications. We're going to be focusing on the big ones. We're going to be talking about sales, customer service, field service, project operations, and customer insights journeys, which is that marketing application that Microsoft has. Now, there's tons in these release waves. Some functionality promised later on through the release wave time. Some things happening right now, things that are available for us in preview or things that are generally available now. What we're really going to focus on are the things that are available now. We'll also have on the slides for you, and we'll provide this deck out to you as well, links to the documentation from Microsoft. So if you see something that you're super excited about, you can dive right in and start learning more about it and maybe turning some of those features on if you want to start using them. So again, we're going to highlight green checks, things that are publicly available or in preview right now, and maybe a few things that are in coming soon. I do want to stress to you, if you are not using this website, the release planner from Microsoft, highly recommend it because it is the release notes, but it's a way for you to sort of track what in the release notes matters to you. So you can add things to your own release plan. Again, it gets you documentation into these features that you're interested in. If general availability or dates shift, some of them have, we'll talk about that, you'll be updated on that and be able to see that again for those features that you're most interested in and being able to add them to your plan. So again, just an interactive way to kind of sift through all of these release notes and then again, just have a priority on what the things are that matter to you. So any of those features that you see, you can open them up, see some more detail on them. And again, you can see what are the things that are available now versus coming soon versus things that are planned and coming. There's also some filters there too. Again, just a way to sort through all of those release notes. Highly recommend it. Bookmarking that page, using that as you're, again, sort of dealing with these release waves yourselves at your organizations. The first thing I want to talk about is what Microsoft said the theme is for this release wave. Last year, I think it was all about Copilot. This year is still Copilot, but also AI agents. Agents are really going to be the big theme of 2025. Microsoft is declaring it the year of AI agents. So AI agents are really going to transform how we work. We might have that personal agent like Copilot, but now they're starting to introduce these business process agents. And we're going to introduce you to a couple of them, show you some highlights that are coming that are pretty exciting. So we have personal agents, that's like Copilot. Then we have these new organizational agents and these business process agents that we're going to be adding as well. So really what they're stressing is with agents and Copilot and our human ambition to monitor and work with these agents, again, this is where we're headed. This is what is going to make us all become AI first companies in 2025. So when it comes to the levels of transformation, Microsoft said, level one is Copilot. We have Copilot. We've been using Copilot. Basically, Copilot is my own personal assistant. It can help me write emails. I can save time with data entry. I can use it to help me summarize files and meetings. So that's where we are now. But level 2 is where we're introducing these agents. So now I'm going to be delegating work to agents. I'll set tasks and goals, but let the agents handle the work. I'll just come in and check on them. Level 3 is where we're going to be headed in the future, that agents will become autonomous workers for us. We want to think of them as like having a digital teammate who can respond automatically to business events or data updates. And again, our roles are going to be shifting in the next few years here and evolving to become managers of these digital teammates that we are going to have and digital employees that we're going to be working with. So again, Microsoft is anticipating that we're going to have some productivity gains and that they'll become exponential as we move forward into our own IT transformations. So with Copilot, they estimate, 1.5 times productivity as we're moving into these human-led agents that we're going to be seeing in 2025, an increase in our productivity there. And then again, once we get to that next level stage of those agent-operated and human-directed agents, then we can see, again, large productivity gains. So what this again is going to mean as we're transferring, we're going to become generalists who will have specialist agents that can help our teams and help us by these agents are going to serve as researchers, analysts, sellers, order takers, and really at the core of this is going to be Copilot. Copilot is going to be the gateway that's going to serve the right agent at the right time, sort of like a traffic controller for us. So again, I can be a generalist, but I can call in my digital teammate, my agent to help me, again, become a specialist with their fine-tuned skills. So a Gartner study now says that by 2028, at least 15% of our day-to-day work decisions will be made again with working with these agentic AI agents that we have. And right now at 2024, just a year ago, we were at 0%. So again, Microsoft really honing in on 2025, the year of the agent. In Microsoft, talking to the leaders and organizations that they work with, they're saying 82% of them expect to be using these digital agents and rolling them out within the next 12 to 18 months. So we're really seeing that as being the sort of hallmark of 2025, the introduction of these agents. And I'm going to tell you right now, my favorite one is in project operations, and I can't wait to show you guys what that one does. But first up, let's talk about deprecation, some things going away. In January, Copilot in the side pane, using that for email, that has been removed as of January of this year. Now, Copilot definitely not going away. Copilot is still there. It's just the feature being in the side pane, not there anymore. You're going to see Copilot within your email designer within a Dynamics application. Now, if you're like, I don't know that I see this draft with Copilot option in our email designer, then that might mean your administrator or someone at your organization maybe needs to enable that Copilot email assist feature. So again, on the slide, have the link there. If we haven't got that quite enabled yet, you can turn that on. In April, we had a feature that was called relationship intelligence that would pull information from Exchange in order to sort of define our relationship with our customers. How's that relationship health? That is being deprecated and going away. However, you can still use that information if you want to do that. You just need to enable server-side synchronization for Exchange. Otherwise, if you don't enable server-side synchronization, you'll still be able to get insights that are generated using the detail that's in Dynamics 365, any email activities or data that's stored there. But if you still want to use kind of that Exchange Outlook data, we just need to enable server-side synchronization and have that link on the slide here for us. In customer service, we have some deprecations as well. Last month, we lost auto summarization of ongoing conversations, but we didn't really lose it. It's being replaced with Copilot. Copilot is great at doing summaries. So this was older functionality that we have, and now that we have Copilot and Copilot is more advanced, basically just swapping it out for these Copilot generated conversation summaries instead. Again, if you want to learn more about that, have the link on the slide. One other thing that's changing, not just in customer service, but also around the Power Platform, the rich text editor classic experience is being modernized. So the new rich text editor is going to give you some upgrades here. Modern design, you can have dark mode, high contrast themes, new Copilot features within that rich text editor for our text editing capabilities. Good news here, I don't have to do anything. This is just automatically happened, and we have that new modern rich text editor. Some other deprecations for customer service. Again, case and knowledge suggestions in Smart Assist. This was functionality that predated Copilot. This was sort of our first swing at getting some, suggestions of knowledge-based articles and similar case rules. Now we're using, again, Copilot here. So again, to enable this functionality, have the link on the slide that will take over for the Smart Assist that is going away in June. So coming up next month here. Next year, by April, Unified Service Desk is being deprecated. So again, you should start making that transition over if you're not using it to Customer Service Workspace. Again, have a link to the transition guide from Microsoft to again start moving over and thinking about moving to that Customer Service Workspace. Again, still have 1 year on this, but the clock is ticking. All right. Those were our things that are going away or being replaced and what those replacements are. But now let's look at this fun new enhancements that we have for the sales application. Microsoft has some investment areas for the sales application. The focus, again, in 2025 release wave 1 is going to be around Copilot and that AI-powered innovation with those agents that we've been talking about. There's some really cool agents coming here. Some of them are already available. Some are coming soon. We also have some enhancements to lead management. We have a lead management agent that can help us out and some sales management and operation tools as well. So this is probably, again, our first taste of these agents that I was talking about earlier. So we have a sales qualification agent, and it's actually 3 agents in one. So what my sales qualification agent is made up of is a research agent, a prioritization agent, and an engagement agent. So let's talk about what this agent can do. Basically, all 3 of them combine together to help sellers build that qualified pipeline more efficiently. So my research agent is going to use data from CRM, also public web sources, and then existing Copilot skills to, again, synthesize key customer and account data. And that way, as a seller, I'll know whether I need to engage with the lead using agent-generated recommendations. These are the people you should be engaging with, Joanna. Decide whether get a 360-degree picture through lead and account summaries, confirm the lead has a valid email address. This is huge. So again, being able to validate email addresses and also see if they've consented to emails and phone calls, having that information. I'll also see some functionality here on who else at my organization maybe knows this customer and could maybe make an introduction for me. I can verify the lead's company finances, priorities. Oops, sorry. Move to my next slide there. Wasn't ready for that. Sorry about that. Verify the lead's company finances, priorities, and if what they're looking for aligns to the solutions or services that we offer as an organization. I'll also get for suggestions for who else at the lead's company I might want to contact if I can't get a hold of that person. Are there other people at that organization I may be able to reach out to? I can also see existing opportunities tied to lead and contact accounts and review that personalized email composed using talking points generated, again, from all of this research and information that this agent is going to pull together for me. Now, the next agent that we're going to talk about is this prioritization piece of our sales qualification agent. So basically, it's going to, again, look at the data and signals from our customers, evaluate that common criteria such as budget or highlight the likelihood again of this lead to close. Again, that will give me as a seller a list of leads to focus on instantly. And again, stay on top of triaging those high quality leads. Again, so the UI is just right in front of me, helping me figure out which leads I should be working with. Then there's also this engagement agent, which is going to help me create these personalized emails. Again, looking at all of this data it has, it's going to compose emails for me. I just rely on my digital teammate here, review that content, and I can send it off. So exciting stuff here. Again, all about supporting sellers within their pipeline work. So let's talk a little bit about those engagement emails that will be generated for us. So again, it's looking at this customer that I have. It's saying, you know, your next step here should really be an outreach to Jane, and here's an email that I would suggest that you send to Jane as your first email to her. So again, if I'm juggling multiple leads and opportunities, that can be hard to stay organized and respond to various customer requests. So again, I might miss out on some follow-ups or delays. Again, this can help me, you know, draft some of these emails. I can approve this and say, yeah, you're right. Engagement agent, I should send this message off to Jane. So again, really cool functionality where these agents are going to help us out in our job. Again, talking about relevant leads, the agent is also going to help us, again, prioritize those leads and give suggested next action. So while I'm working in the sales application, up across the top, I can see my available leads. I can see an explanation as to why Copilot thought these leads needed to be prioritized. And then again, getting suggestions from Copilot on pre-filled details, or again, emails that I should be sending off, or next actions I should be taking with some of these priority leads it's finding. Now you might be like, okay, that's cool. There's an agent that's going to do that, but do I have any say in how this is going to be customized and prioritizing these leads? Yes. Now I will say I just checked this feature this morning. It looks like this one has been pushed to May. So again, that's why that release page is so helpful for you. This one has been pushed a little bit later into May. I thought we'd have it by now. But we do have this functionality, again, when this agent releases, to configure this agent. So what it's going to be is I will come in and I will come into my sales qualification agent. And then as an administrator, I have the ability to tweak some of these suggestions. So who are the team members who should have access to this agent? What's the information about our company to help, again, generate some of that personalized content? So Copilot can draft emails that are relevant to who we are as an organization. So we can add in those kinds of reference materials for Copilot to access and this agent to work with, the specific products that we sell. We also have the ability to create an ideal customer profile, or an ICP. And so again, we have the ability to say, you know, who are the industries that we're targeting? What are the size of these companies? What job titles do our leads hold? So we should pay attention and prioritize those. Maybe it's based on location. So what are those locations we want to prioritize? So even though we have this agent, still as an administrator, as an organization, I have control about what we should pay attention to, and again, really focus and tailor this agent and the suggestions that it's going to make. With that prioritization agent, again, I can set what that criteria is. There's an option set here for, you know, is it really, I'm focused on engaged leads, who are the people who are raising their hands here. Again, I have some flexibility and customization for how this agent is going to perform. There is an agent available right now, which is called the Sales Research Agent. So what this agent is going to do is really empower sales managers and business leaders to solve some of their sales processes and questions, and get some business data around their specific needs and questions that they have. So there's going to be a research canvas that can, again, orchestrate again, a multitude of specialized agents to gather, analyze, and transform this data into intelligent and context-aware research results. So these results are going to be surfaced to me as a sales manager. I have some visualization, some textual narratives I can review, and again, I can zoom into those research findings and explore that output. So again, it's how can we be better sellers? What can we use AI to help us look for and solve some of our sales problems and look for solutions for us. So this one is available in public preview right now. You can start playing around with that agent. Let's talk about the customer service application. So again, some Microsoft focus here around administrator experiences, Copilot, and AI innovation. Spoiler alert, there's an agent here too. That's really cool. I'm excited to show you guys. Enhancing that service representative experience through the agent. There's some enhanced supervisor experiences coming and some things around unified routing that I think are kind of exciting too. First up is the customer service workspace application is getting a refresh. So it's using the new Fluent 2 design. So just a refresh here on how the customer service workspace looks and functions. So again, just to enhance usability and make the product easier to use and navigate for customer service representatives. So let's talk about this case management agent. I think it's pretty cool. So what this agent can do is it can turn chats and incoming emails directly into case records. Not only that, it can pre-fill in required fields of information based on the context of the chat and email that created this case. It's going to be something that I collaborate with as an agent as well to help me resolve the case and define next best actions for me. So let's kind of walk through a little simulated demo here. So I'm an agent and I see I have an incoming chat coming in. So I choose to accept that chat. So what it's going to show me then is here's the case that I created from that chat. Here's the summary of the conversation I've been having in the chat before I transferred it over here to my human agent. Up at the top, we just see a note again that this case was created from this conversation and that also it was generated by AI. It's also going to tell me which fields it completed with AI as well. So it shows me that in the description up top, but there's also a visual indicator here too. So I see the title of my case, the type, and the subject have these like blue lines around them. So I know those were generated by AI, again, from the context of what came in from that chat summary. It also is giving me that description there. So I'm reviewing it, and now I'm starting to have that chat conversation with my customer to try and resolve their issue. Once we've resolved that issue, as we're having that conversation, the case record, when I go to close it out, in the timeline, it's going to give me my suggested next action. Okay, Joanna, you have ended your case. Next thing to do would be to resolve that case. So I can see that suggested action of resolving the case, and I can click that review and send button. So what that's really going to do is open up that case resolution screen for me. And again, fill out the details of that conversation that we had. We identified what the problem was. These were our solutions and our resolution. Again, highlighted in blue, generated by AI based on the conversation I was having in the chat. I am just trusting my digital teammate, reviewing their work, adding any extra notes that I need. I can accept those changes, add my notes, and again, send off and resolve that case. So less data entry, filling in some of these pieces for me, all really cool, time-saving, helpful things for our customer service representatives. More cool functionality that is available now is Copilot is going to suggest relevant email templates. So you may have a very large library of templates that your representatives can reference, but now Copilot is going to help cut down on that search. So again, it's going to make suggestions based on the email content, based on what I've been searching for, based on my thread intent. So it's going to say, hey, I think these are the templates that might be helpful for you here. Again, this is functionality that we do need to be enabling as administrators, and it's only going to use and recommend templates that, again, live within the customer service application. So those templates that we've set up inside the application, those are the ones that they are going to suggest for use for our customer service representatives. Within those templates, there's also a way for me as an administrator to start adding in Copilot prompts into a template as well. So some of our templates may have a spot where, I put some brackets in there and I say, hey, customer service agent, you should really fill this in and personalize it here. But now I maybe want to turn that into a prompt. Instead of saying, hey, customer service agent, remember to put in warranty information, I'll just make a prompt that says ask for warranty information. And then my customer service representative can click that prompt and have Copilot generate that. This is going to ensure that we have consistency around responses, right? Every agent might not answer kind of the same way or in the same tone. So again, this would just be a way to let's prompt Copilot to give us a suggestion around warranty information and just slide that into our template here. So again, maybe they might forget to fill that out. So again, we're using these prompts here and leveraging that power of Copilot to help us come up with the information in our email drafts as well and templates. One other thing that's coming when it comes to emails out of customer service, and this is available right now in public preview, mid-draft. So if you've used Copilot in your emails, it's kind of good at giving you a first draft and then making revisions to the whole thing. And you can ask for, revisions. What's changing here is now I can also do it mid-draft. So I might select like a paragraph and say, rework this paragraph for me. Not the whole thing, but I would like to change this paragraph to do this, this, and this. So again, it's a way to use Copilot instead of just a first draft and then just refining that. We can be a little bit more granular with the refinement that we're doing in our composition. This is some enhancement and functionality. I mentioned the unified service desk is going away next year. One of the gaps here was the ability to execute JavaScript macros. We weren't able to do that in Customer Service Workspace until now. So this is in public preview. What this does is I can execute a JavaScript macro. Again, this will enable organizations to create specialized actions based on standard offerings. So again, I'll basically upload my JavaScript files as a Dataverse web resource. I can set in parameters and customizations. Again, this allows for kind of complex customer service scenarios. So businesses can, again, maintain their existing workflows and investments to those external tools. So this was a big gap that we were missing over in Customer Service Workspace. Now that this is here, again, helping that transition to move away from unified work desk. Then we also have the ability to personalize case views in an inbox. So we maybe have that shared inbox where our cases come in. Administrators can now create personal views on a grid page for the case table. And then representatives will be able to add those personal views into the inbox. So as an administrator, what I will do is I will create a new view. I'll give it a name. I will decide whether this is available and visible to my representatives, and then which record types we want to include. Under simple settings, I can choose any related records that I want to add in from a dropdown. Under that advanced menu, I can also put in conditions around this. So again, it's just a way to personalize while you're working within a shared inbox, a customer service inbox. Again, I can choose the way I want it to look. I can choose from these different views that my administrators have made for me. This one I think is really cool and helpful as well. If you are using queues, which you probably are in customer service, to maintain work streams and where certain cases should be routed, I now have the ability to do these as a template. So if I had to make a change and it was going to maybe impact 5 different queues that I'd have to go in and update it all in those 5 different queues. So kind of a lot of busy work to reconfigure my routing rules. Now I can do this in bulk. So again, I can manage those rules as a template. Those rules can be around prioritization, assignment, and work classification. And I just have to build it once, and then we can deploy it to our other queues. That is something that is generally available right now. And again, a very helpful tool, again, for that administrator experience when it comes to managing queues and routing rule assignments. One other thing that's going to help is we can use shift bookings when we are assigning case records to people. So again, sometimes I, maybe as a customer service rep, forget to say that I'm away or that I'm on break or that I'm in training. This would be a way for me to upload our shift schedule and then again, see those workings and assign things out as needed. So again, nobody has to forget or reassign things. We've got that already baked into our shift schedule. So some exciting stuff there. All right, let's talk about field service. Field service, Microsoft's focus is going to be around boosting technician productivity. Again, Copilot and AI innovation with agents, and again, optimizing resource scheduling. So this, I think, is pretty cool functionality. Often in field service situation, I dispatch a technician and there are certain things that they need to do while they're at that job site or resolving that case or work order. And I maybe have that in a paper file or a PDF file. What I can then do is feed this in to my inspection builder, and the inspection builder is going to create for me that task list, that checklist that my field service agents can then go through while they're on that work order on that work site. So again, helpful, a faster way for me as an administrator to update those tasks and get those tasks associated to our work orders. We're also getting Copilot work order recaps. So I get a Copilot generated work order and a recap when I'm working in Dynamics 365 field service. It's going to give me a summary of the record and all of the related data. So it'll help me as a service manager. It can help dispatchers, frontline workers. Again, we're all getting kind of the context and next steps for our roles. The recap is going to summarize the record's history, future actions that we need to take, expected arrival times, work criticality, required parts, and other contextual information. The other thing about this is there are some guidelines around this. So it's only going to bring in information that I, as the user who is generating the summary, has access to. So each person generating their summary might see different information, again, based on their role, based on their security, and what data they have access to. So some cool functionality there to get a recap on what happened on that work order. Now, this one is kind of a bummer. On April 7th, they gave us a new and enhanced schedule board, which I was very excited to hear about. But they have since taken it back. So there were some issues with the updated schedule board, so they are temporarily disabling access to it for right now, but they still are committed to delivering it in this release wave. So sometime this summer, we will be getting our new and updated schedule board. To learn more about it, have the link on the slide there, but not quite here yet. It was there for a hot second, pulled it back. It will be coming back though later this summer. We also have some scheduling assistant matching across locations. So this feature allows businesses who have resources in different time zones. That was always kind of a beast before, that it was really hard for it to find availability when I had people in different time zones. So this new functionality that we are expecting generally available in May is going to help with some of those pain points. So again, we can match people based on their time zone, getting a little bit better and accurate with that. All right, let's talk about project operations, because this is probably my favorite agent, because for selfish reasons, it's going to help me do my job. So again, we're seeing here in project service, new agents, and again, optimization of project operation functionality. So some cool stuff here. If you are someone who needs to do time entry, we use project ops. I need to do my time entry. I'm not going to say it's my favorite part of my job, but I am going to say this agent is very exciting to me because it's going to help me with my time entry, my expense entry, and will also help managers with the approval process for expense and and time entry. So how it works is while I am in my teams here, I have my little agent here. First of all, I get to configure what my preferences are for that time entry agent. So I'll set that up. What this agent is going to do is it's going to look at Outlook and Teams, look at my calendar, and it's going to help generate my time card for me based on the data that's in Outlook and Teams. So again, lifting some of that administrative burden off of our time entry users. So I set my preferences and then it comes back, it analyzes again my Outlook and Teams and then gives me this output that says, I think this is what your hours and projects are. But again, I can review my digital teammates' efforts here. I can click those lines and see the detail. I can see which projects it has associated it to. And again, I can either save those changes or I can make some edits. Maybe it missed something, I need to add something in or change something somewhere, and then I can save those changes and edits that I've made, and then when I'm done for the day, I can submit that day's time. For expense entry, I'm basically sending an email to the expense entry agent with my receipt information in it. So I send that email off. My agent, my digital teammate friend, is going to review the receipts, review the projects that I am assigned to. And again, it's going to give me a recap that says, hey, I think based on those receipts that you sent me, it's tied to this project, and these are the attached expenses that I have. Again, I can open that up, review those items for accuracy, make sure everything looks good, detach any expenses that were categorized incorrectly to this project, and again, submit this for approval to my manager. So again, just using the agent to help me do the tedious and not so fun part of expense entry. So nice on the end user side, also nice on the manager side who need to approve these time entries and expense entries. As a project manager, I can set up some parameters here. We can have our time and expense entry policies added here as rules. So I'm just uploading a document here for my agent to reference. And then as a manager, I also have the choice of, do I want it to just classify these time and expense entries, or do I want it to classify and also auto approve things? So what does that look like? In this scenario, I have my policy there and I'm choosing, I really want to look at this. I'm not ready to say, just go ahead and auto approve things. I still want to review them one more time. So when I have it set to classify, what happens is when I go to the view where I need to review my time entries or expenses, what it's going to do is show me all of the ones that need review because they maybe violated or there were some inconsistencies with our policies on that time entry. So I need to really look at these. Whereas these two, no policy violations found. I can just check these two and quickly approve them. These I might have to dig into a little bit more. Now, if I had set classify and auto approve, those two at the bottom would have already been done for me. Yeah, good to move on. So you do still have, a little trust exercise. If you're not quite ready to commit to, yeah, just automatically approve things, you do still have the ability to double check those things. So again, hopefully time savers all around the board. I'm excited about all of this functionality. I'm also excited that there is a mobile app for project operations. So again, on the mobile app, I will be able to, again, log my time, view projects and tasks and their duration that are assigned to me. I can look at this from a day view for time entries to modify, delete, submit, or recall. And I like this timer. I'm not going to lie. For really granular work, I can set a timer for myself, start working on it, and then when I'm done, submit that for my time. So really cool enhancements that we have here for project operations. Also some enhancements around quote experience. So the interface for quotes, this is in public preview right now, includes the ability to maintain an audit of changes. I can see everything in the single form layout. I have a new KPI control that can highlight my quotes metrics, and again, give me kind of that view into my quotes and project lines. It will also have the ability for time phasing of quote and contract lines. So essentially, it has the ability when costs change to look at that and make sure that those open quotes and contracts, those changes change and update based on the effective date of those changes. There's also robust auditing functionality around here, again, to keep track of all of those changes made. We also have a new estimate grid. This is available in public preview as well. To display cost and sales all in one row. So this new functionality is going to give us, again, a comprehensive audit trail of the changes made to quotes and contracts. Again, this is going to give that full transparency of and traceability, again, giving me confidence in the accuracy of my pricing information. So some cool functionality here in project operations. All right, our last app to focus on is going to be Customer Insights Journeys, our marketing application. The Microsoft focus for release wave 1 here is going to be around moments that matter. So those real-time journeys, and again, unifying sales and marketing. So some functionality we have here. Some things I'm really excited for. We have form pre-fill. So this is something that was in public preview back in September of last year, but is now generally available. So I've actually gotten to play with this functionality. I'm really excited about this functionality. So again, it's a way for us on marketing forms or event forms to have people pre-fill their information. So it's repetitive, right? I know you. We have an established relationship. I don't want to have to give you my email address again. I know you know it. It's on my contact record. So pre-fill forms allow us a way to say what fields of information I want to be pre-filled from their existing contact lead record, saving that customer time in refilling out information I already have. So there is some setup that I need to do here as an administrator. First up, I need to enable my domain for form prefill functionality. So that's what you see on my screen here. Once I've done that as an administrator, then my marketing team, when they go to create a new form, they have this ability to say, yes, I want to do some pre-fill on my forms here. There's some handy little icons so I can decide which are my pre-fill forms, fields on my form, I should say. So first name, last name, and email address, I have that information. If I know that person and they're coming back to my site, let's just pre-fill that information in for them. So if I have it, we'll fill in that information for me. Job title, I'm going to say that could change. So I'm going to not make that pre-filled. I want them to fill it out again. So it's easy for me to tell on my form which fields are enabled for pre-fill and which ones are not. It does also require that my constituents have their tracking purpose in their consent set to yes. If I don't have that, I could set up pre-fill forms. I maybe even have Joanna's information, but she has not opted in for tracking, so she will not see the pre-fill here. But if she does, again, that information will pull through onto the pre-fill form. We also have some improved analytics. When I'm reviewing a journey, I can see the details of it, but sometimes I'm not always sure, like, how come someone didn't start my journey who was in my segment and they never started my journey? Now I'll be able to see some insights into that. So again, it will show me new exit analytics, show why customers may not have started my journey. Maybe it was because they were an exclusion segment or there was unmet criteria, and where that journey, where the customer may have exited early, maybe again due to exit segments or other exit criteria, but I'm going to get a better picture of why people are entering and exiting my journey. So here you can see what those exit reasons are. I can drill into this information. I can export lists of people at these different journey steps up to 50,000 records. Again, I can see the why and where customers are exiting my journeys before maybe completing all the steps of the journey. So again, just enhanced information around how our journeys are performing. This is stuff that's in public preview right now, but will become generally available here this month. I like this one too. So you can personalize messages based on web interaction. So this is some exciting functionality that we've had in public preview, but is now generally available as of April. So what this means is I'm going to generate a tracking script. I generate that in Customer Insights Journeys. I take that script and I put it on my website. And so now I can start tracking as people are interacting with my website, and I can use that information to either start a journey or to send someone on another path based on that interaction data. So how this works, I then have some out of the box web interaction triggers that I can use to build those personalized journeys that says, Joanna was really reviewing our shoes, our black shoes on our website. And so I'm going to start a trigger based journey based on her interaction with that page and send her down this particular journey. So not only can it start a journey, but we can also use that website visit as a branch as part of my journey. So maybe it's not what starts a journey, but as they get to a certain point, has Joanna interacted with our website? I want to use that trigger. If she has, she goes down the yes path. If not, she's going to go down a different path that I have set up there. So again, two ways we can interact with this website interaction information. Again, getting to them at the right time. Joanna's on my website. I want to start this journey for her so it's top of mind while she was looking at my black shoes. Now, we also have quiet time. I think this is a really nice enhancement too. So quiet time was a way for me to say, for this journey, I give my journey a time zone, but if it's, Sunday, don't send emails on Sunday. That was based on journeys where the journey's time zone was set, but not my customer's time zone. So with these new functionalities, I can establish rules for different time zone regions, setting times, days, and dates that I want quiet based on the customer's location as opposed to my journey's location. So I just think, again, this is sort of fleshing out this functionality, making it more applicable for my customer. So again, we have some more enhancement here around quiet times. That should be generally available in July. This is also some much needed functionality, I think. The ability to pause a journey and then resume it if unplanned events happen. So what do you mean by unplanned events, Joanna? Like maybe a natural disaster or our call center is out. And so I want to pause this journey. What happened currently is happening before we get this new functionality here this month is if I stopped a journey and then decided to start it again, I would have to make a new segment to try and find the people who started the message or started the journey. It was a lot of extra work. It was prone to errors, and it just made things difficult. So what this new functionality says, let's look at an example scenario here. I'm a bank and we have a journey about collections that we contact borrowers who are behind on mortgage payments and are at risk of foreclosure. But a natural disaster has just happened in this area, and that seems a little bit insensitive to be talking about foreclosure when this natural disaster happened. So I'm going to pause this collections journey. Once things are better, we're ready to resume, I can start it up again, and then just everyone starts moving through the journey again. So it truly is a pause. Now you do also have the ability to say, ooh, we'll pause it and then we'll eventually stop it. We're not going to resume it. So again, just some improved functionality here that if I pause a journey instead of stopping it, I don't have to then try and figure out, well, who did go through this journey and I need to exclude them now to finish it up. Don't have to do that. It's a true pause. So this is some exciting and I think much needed functionality that we have. We also have some exciting things around events when it comes to wait lists. So we had this event waitlist functionality in outbound, but now we're seeing it over here in real time. So what this does is when you have an event, you can say, yes, I want to enable a waitlist. We set our capacity. You can do this either for the event or for a session. So you can set your capacity at those levels and then decide if you want to enable a waitlist. Now, the other option I need to choose is whether I want people to be automatically registered with that waitlist. So I said 50 people, I have 75 people registered, but I just had someone cancel. So if I say yes, auto register those waitlisted people, what it does is it will look at the next record in line based on age of when they registered. So Joanna was the next one in line, so we will automatically register her. Now, you don't have to do that. We could also still automate this, but open it up to more than just the next person in line. I can choose to not automatically register people. What happens then is I have this event registration record that has a status. It'll say waitlisted or registered. So I could go in and I could manually move people to registered, but I could also create a segment. So I might want to create a segment and a journey. In that segment, I would want to say, look where automatically registered is set to no, and these contacts should be invited up to confirm. So automatically registered, my segment is no, and invited is yes. Then that gives me my, hey, here's all of my people who are on the wait list. And I maybe have a journey that says, hey, there's a spot open, whoever gets there first. There's also new functionality here for a cancel button. So maybe I did want to come to the event, but things have changed. I could cancel and give up my spot on the wait list as well. So much needed, exciting functionality here. We have our public preview now as of March. And again, looking for this general availability in July. This is also some of my favorite functionality. This was something we had in outbound, and we're now getting it over here in real time. Sometimes I want to ask questions, but I don't necessarily want to save that on a lead or contacts record forever. I'm just asking like an informal question as part of my form that you're filling out here. But I want to capture that information. So we can use what are called unmapped fields. Basically, this is a way for me to say, this is information that matters to marketing, but maybe we don't want to save it forever in our data model. It's not enough to add a field onto the lead or contact record. My options for the fields that I can create, I can do short or long text. I can do option sets or multi-select option sets, radio buttons, numbers, checkboxes, date, and time. So when I come in, I'm going to say, I want to create a new unmapped field. I add it to my form. Once I make them, I can save them and we can reuse them on more forms. So here I've made a multi-select option set. I want to know what people's favorite colors are, right? Maybe not essential to our sales process, but I'm curious. So again, I have created this unmapped field for people to select what their favorite colors are, and it's a multi-select here. Again, I can save that. We can use it on multiple forms. I can also use that unmapped field as part of my branching criteria. Maybe people who like the color orange go down my orange path, and then all of my content is orange from then on out because now I know their favorite color. So again, that was kind of a tongue-in-cheek example, but you get the idea. I can still branch information on that unmapped field. The responses to unmapped fields are going to be saved on the form, but you'll also see them on the contact record too. So I can always go back, export that information, see it. So it does hold on to it. It is in the database. Again, it's just not necessarily on a field on the contact form, but I can still access that information from the contacts record. When I go to their Insights tab, I'll be able to see their form for field submissions for these unmapped fields. So this is currently available right now for our regular forms. It will be generally available in June, but we're also getting this functionality for event registrations. And in fact, I was just on a phone call with Microsoft this morning where they were previewing this functionality. So it's in public preview right now, and it's pretty slick. So again, it's the same concept we were just talking about, but just specifically on the event form. So again, I can ask questions like, what are your meal preferences? Or, we're giving away a free t-shirt. What size t-shirt do you want? So again, I can add those event specific questions. We can save them, reuse them on other forms. And again, it gives me that experience on my event registration forms as well. This is also some exciting functionality that we have. So again, in outbound, we had this for a time. It went away and now it's being brought back. So you have the ability, when I have events, I maybe want to have a page where I send people to see all of our event information. So I now have two choices for that. I can either do a power page and theme it with an event portal theme, or I could host it on my own website. There's an API that I can use for that. So again, it's just a way to let's surface all of our event information on a web page and then direct people there to see all of our event information. So the top link on my slide is going to be about walking you through that example of setting up an event portal template. And then the second link on the slide is about getting you to that documentation about I'm going to use the API because I want this surfaced on our website as opposed to a Power page. So again, some options here now that are exciting and again, being introduced back from our outbound experience. We did it, and just with 5 minutes to spare, we got through all of our information here. I want to thank you all for attending. Again, look for the deck and those links to be coming to you soon. It was my pleasure sharing you some of the exciting things we're seeing here in Release Wave 1. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thanks for coming. Bye, everyone.